fascinating dialogue, depending on whatever we're talking about,
Yeah.
of how does every person's story weave in with what our idealistic vision is of what we'd like to see going on.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a cool challenge.
Sure.
I like it.
I do too.
I love having more people. I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's just so rich.
Yeah.
And I like it better than you finding 4 extremely articulate people who are very well known to be part of your group, and kind of have it too predictable.
Yeah. Well, and this is one of the things I like about this format is there's kind of a democratization of the medium on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, you alluded to having 4 very, very well-known people, and you and I have participated in that with what Jack Riccardi does.
Right, the Gang of 4.
Jimmy's
Mm-hmm.
been on that, and it's a great format,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a great. I love the show, but
It's fabulous.
But you're right. What if we had a forum? And again, I viewed this as a platform for dialogue that is open.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we can get people we know. Most people know Elf Louise. We could get Gordon Hartman. You could get Graham Weston from Rackspace, and we will. We'll go get those people. But I really think what's exciting about this technology and this format is that it is open. So you don't have to be somebody we've all heard of,
right,
for whatever the reason, to participate in the dialogue.
And
so,
I love the word dialogue. To me, dialogue implies that there is a search, at least in my psychotherapeutic definition.
Yeah.
Dialogue implies that there's a search for understanding of one another. That it's not an intense debate. It's not about blaming somebody or shaming somebody.
And talk radio, coming from talk radio, so much of it is some guy talking. I've got all the answers, blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
And then you're going to call in if I disagree with you. You mentioned Dr. Laura likes to shame people.
Mm-hmm.
If you disagree with me, I'm going to tell you what an idiot you are.
Right.
I worked with a guy at WOAI named Chuck Booms. Do you remember Chuck Booms?
I remember the name.
It lasted 6 months. It
Oh.
was the Duel and Boom show.
I do remember that. I remember the
but
name. Yes.
Chuck liked to call people idiots.
Oh,
If you called in and disagreed, you are an idiot. Mm-hmm. How can you say that? He was calling names, and I tried to tell him. I said, Chuck wasn't from here. He's from Cleveland originally. I said, Chuck, this is San Antonio. This is WOAI radio, and we've been treating people with respect on this show. I don't care. She's an idiot. I hate her. That's his style.
Yeah.
And some people.
Was it his style or was it his personality?
Little of both.
Okay.
Little of both.
Okay.
And it's I used to listen to him on another show. It was called Kylie and Booms, and it was a train wreck every day, and I liked it. It was like, this guy Chuck Booms is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Got you going?
He got me going. It's a train
like
wreck.
having a cup of coffee.
What's he going to say next?
Yeah.
Then when I worked with him, and when there were regular callers to our show who I got to know over the years, and when he would treat them this way, which I thought was often unwarranted, then I felt bad.
Yeah.
I thought, this is a human being who disagrees with what they're hearing, and they want to have a dialogue, which you keyed in on that word.
Yeah.
And here is this guy berating them, telling them they're an idiot and they don't know what they're talking
Exactly.
about.
Exactly. And it makes me think about, maybe because the elections are looming, to me the big question that everybody always raises is, well, okay, once somebody gets elected, you go back to, how are we going to get everybody to get along, to work together when they're coming from different perspectives. And so maybe we become a microcosm of that, that you're surprised by people's different takes on things, and how do we facilitate a conversation that brings about some understanding, some positive things that can come out of it.
Yeah. I have never seen, and you probably see this on Facebook, the level of vitriol in this country, and one side hates and vilifies the other side and the other candidates, and it happens on both sides.
Right.
If you believe the extremism, Barack Obama is a socialist from Kenya who wants to destroy America and take away all of our guns.
Right.
Mitt Romney, if you believe the rhetoric, is a rich elitist Thurston Howell and his running mate wants to take away Medicare and kick your mother and your grandmother to the street and have them eating cat food. I mean, and it's so, there was a time in this country that I can remember when you could disagree with the other side. I mean, I heard that...
And dialogue.
Yeah, and dialogue. I heard that after a day fighting on Capitol Hill, Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill, who were polar opposites,
Right.
Republican and Democrat, would go out to dinner and they were friends. It doesn't seem... So what you're suggesting, I think, would be at least if somebody is out there trying to facilitate an adult dialogue where people don't necessarily vilify and hate each other,
Right.
because they think differently,
Right.
that would be a good thing.
It would be an astonishing thing.
Yeah.
And so it's not just positive radio. I mean, it's dialogue with depth about whatever it is that that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
It's politics, local, state, national, and global. It's pop culture, it's sports, it's entertainment, and it's you.